All right, let's dive right in. If you're a market research executive apprentice, you've probably heard about the K10 standard on technologies. And yeah, it can feel like you've been dropped in the middle of a digital jungle with no map. But don't you worry, because today we're going to draw that map together.
So, let me introduce you to Jody. She's a level 4 apprentice over at IBIS Stores. And she's asking the exact question you might be thinking right now. It's a big one. What even are these K10 things, and how on earth do I prove I can use them? We're going to follow Jody on her quest, and by the end of this, you'll have all the answers you need to ace it.
And here is our quest map for today. First, we'll figure out what K10 actually is. Then, we're going to help Jody assemble her very own digital toolkit. After that, we'll look at how you level up from an apprentice to a total pro. Next up, and this is a big one, how to create evidence that really wows your coach. And finally, we'll get you ready for that final mission, your endpoint assessment.
Okay, first things first. Every good quest starts with understanding the mission. So let's pull back the curtain on K10 and get really clear on what this is all about.
So here's the official definition. K10 is all about the digital tools, the software, the systems that you use to do market research. But here's the secret, the thing I really want you to hear. Your job is to use these tools, not invent them. You don't need to be a software developer. Phew! Your mission is to be a skilled operator, a pro who knows which tool to grab for which job. Now, Jody's mentor, a guy named Adam, he gives her this awesome piece of advice. He says, Jody, don't think of K10 as some scary standard. Think of it as your digital toolkit. And inside this toolkit, there are 4 core tools you'll need for pretty much any research adventure. Let's open it up and see what's inside. First tool out of the box, data collection tools. Simple, right? These are your workhorses for getting brand new information directly from people. Think things like Google Forms or Microsoft Forms. So Jody's manager, Riddle, comes to her and says, hey, we need feedback on this new product. Boom. Jody knows exactly what to do. She builds a quick survey in Google Forms, it's fast, it's efficient, and it gets the job done.
Tool number 2, analytics and tracking systems. Now this is where it gets really cool, because these tools show you what people actually do, not just what they say they do. So for her project, Jody dives into Google Analytics. She's looking at the webpage for that new product to see how many people are visiting, how they got there, and what they click on. That is pure gold for figuring out if a campaign is working. All right, you've collected all this great data. Now what? You've got to keep it safe. That's where data storage and management systems come in. And listen, this isn't just about dragging a file into a folder. This is about security, organization, and, super important, the law. Jody makes sure to anonymize all her survey data and stores it on a secure company drive, playing by all the GDPR rules. This part is absolutely non-negotiable. And the final tool in our kit, analysis and reporting tools. This is where the magic happens. It's where you take all those boring-looking numbers and turn them into a story with a powerful message. Jody opens up Excel, starts crunching the numbers from her survey, and finds some really interesting trends. Then, she makes some killer charts to show Riddle exactly what she found. She's not just reporting data, she's creating insight.
So Jody's got her toolkit. She knows what the tools are. But how does she go from just knowing about them to becoming a true master? Well, it's not an overnight thing. It's a progression, a journey with clear steps. You can think of it like climbing a ladder, 5 rungs to the top. First, you just understand what the tools are. Then, you learn to recognize the right moment to use each one. Next, you start to apply them, with a bit of help from your manager. Soon enough, you're able to interpret the results all on your own. And the final, most important step, you reflect. You look back at what you did and think, how can I do this even better next time? That's the path to becoming a pro.
Okay, knowing your stuff is one thing, but you've got to prove it, right? You need to log that evidence in Aptum. Jody's coach, Olivia, tells her that a strong portfolio isn't just about ticking boxes. It's about telling the story of your learning. It's not just about what you did, but why you did it and what it all meant.
So let's talk about what makes your evidence go from just okay to absolutely great. Okay evidence? That's a screenshot. Yep, that's it. It shows you were there. But great evidence? That's the screenshot plus a detailed, reflective story. It explains what you were thinking, the choices you made, and the impact it had. That's the stuff that makes an assessor sit up and take notice. So when you're writing that reflective account, here's your cheat sheet. You've got to explain which tools did you use, and crucially, why those tools. How did you actually handle the data from start to finish? How did you keep everything secure and follow the rules, like GDPR? What did the data actually tell you? What were the big aha moments? And finally, what did you learn and what would you do differently? Nail these 5 points and your evidence will be top-notch.
You've built the toolkit, you've climbed the ladder, you've got a portfolio full of amazing evidence. It's time for the final boss battle, the endpoint assessment, or EPA. But look, don't think of it as a terrifying exam. Think of it as your victory lap, a chance to show off and tell the epic story of your quest.
Let's practice a bit. Imagine you're in the room. The assessor might lean in and ask a question just like this one. It sounds simple, but how you answer it can make all the difference.
Here's a foolproof framework. It's a simple 3-step combo. First, name the tool. Second, state its purpose. And third, link it to your project goal. So you'd say something like, for this project, I used Google Forms, which is a data collection tool specifically to measure customer satisfaction after our new product launch. See? Clear, confident, and complete.
Okay, next up. They're definitely going to ask you about this: data accuracy and security. What they're really asking is, can we trust you with our company's valuable and sensitive information?
Your answer here needs to show you're a total pro. First, mention you only use company-approved systems. Second, reference the rules. Talk about GDPR and how you anonymize data. And here's the pro move. Talk about how you check your work. If you can mention a time you spotted a small error and flagged it, that shows incredible ownership. It's a game changer.
And finally, they're going to hit you with the big one, the so what question. All this work you did, what was the point? How did it actually help the business make a decision?
Use this simple finding, insight, action formula. It's your secret weapon. Start with the finding. My analysis showed 75% of customers thought the price was too high. Then, the insight. This told me we had a potential barrier to people buying the product. And finally, the action. Based on that report, the marketing team decided to test out a discount. You just connected your keyboard clicks to a real business outcome. That's the whole game, right there.
So we've walked with Jody every step of the way, from feeling totally confused to feeling completely confident. She learned that K10 isn't some monster under the bed, it's just a toolkit waiting to be used. And now the spotlight's on you. Your quest is just beginning. So what's the very first tool you're going to pull out of your own K10 toolkit and master?